Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dylan, and welcome to Dylan the Truth podcast. If you guys are new to this channel, I'd like for you guys to subscribe to it and also hit that like button. Deeply appreciate it. Um, this segment is about the Los Angeles Clippers. As you can see, I'm really happy because currently they're on a 5 game losing streak. Um, well, 0-4 since James Harden joined the team um, after a trade, which to me is puzzling. I will get into that. How do I feel about how the team is right now? I did do a video on this about the trade when it happened. And what I said on that video was basically I didn't like the trade. There's a few reasons for why I don't like this trade. For one, Clippers lost the depth, meaning the wings, like big wing players, like around 6'7", 6'8". They lost all of those guys. They traded them to Philadelphia, and Philadelphia is doing really well. I think they're on a 6 or 7 game winning streak since that trade. Um, this doesn't make any sense because you're looking at this team and the way this team is constructed. You basically have four ball dominant players: Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. Now, out of the four, I could say that Paul George is probably the only one that plays off the ball better than any one of those players. Westbrook doesn't really play well off the ball because, for one, he's not that effective if the ball's not in his hands. Number two, he's not a great shooter, so for him to play off the ball doesn't really make sense. He's more of a liability. It would be like playing 4-on-5, 4 against 5. It just doesn't make sense for him to be off the ball. James Harden does not want to play off the ball. He wants the ball in his hands. And obviously Kawhi needs the ball in his hands as well. Now that's a dynamic that they have to figure out because there's too many ball dominant players. The team is much smaller than what they had before. I felt the team that they had before this trade was much better than this current team. I felt like they had basically the right pieces to really compete. I was actually more concerned about that team before this trade. This trade now, I'm just kind of laughing because it's like they're a much smaller team now. I don't know if they're trying to take that blueprint from Golden State Warriors to play that small ball, but as you can see, that small ball is not going to be working in this day and age because Jokic kind of changed how the game is being played. He basically brought back the big men. Him, Joel Embiid, like Anthony Davis, players like that. You need bigs, and size does matter in the NBA. The small ball is, yeah, it's entertaining. They could beat guys off with their quickness, but you're at a disadvantage as far as rebounding. Um, Down low and scoring, like your interior defense is lacking due to the size. Um, of what they have. It's a really small team. I mean, James Harden's about 6'5", Kawhi Leonard's about 6'6", Paul George about 6'7", Westbrook about 6'3", 6'4". PJ Tucker's an undersized power forward. He's about 6'7" maybe. Zubac is probably the tallest player. He's probably right at 7 feet. Man is like about 6'2", 6'3". I mean, Powell's about 6'3", 6'4". It's clearly a small team. I just don't understand why they, downgraded as far as size. Now, I saw the Staggins, this actually shocking stats. Before the trade, the Clippers offensive rating was fifth in the NBA. The defensive rating was fourth, and their net rating was third. That's pretty damn impressive. You're in the top 10 in those categories, so that means you're like one of those legit teams. Now, let's go to the trade that they made for James Harden. Look at their stats now. The offensive rating is 25th. Like, that really dipped, like, significantly. Defensive rating is 28, like second to last in that category as far as the teams. Net rating is 27th. I mean, they were in the top 10 as far as those categories, and look at them now. They're in the mid to high 20s. This just goes to show you this trade to me makes absolutely no sense. I think they did this trade because it's more of an insurance policy. Because, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are usually injury prone. So I guess if one of them goes out, James Harden comes in and, fills a void for the time being. But they lost a lot of depth. They mortgage your future once again. It just seems like this Clippers organization just doesn't get it. I think they're trying to buy a championship. You cannot buy a championship. That's something that can't be bought. This is something where you have to, continuously grow that chemistry. You gotta figure out each player's tendencies, how they like to catch the ball, what's their spots, things of that nature. There's a lot of nuance to it. But the Clippers, to me, got worse. Do I believe they'll make the playoffs? I still believe they will make the playoffs. As much as I don't like this team, they are a playoff bound team. How far are they gonna go? That remains to be seen. I believe the furthest is no more than the second round. But I don't even think they will get past the first round if they continue to play like this. If they continue to play like this, you might as well just, forget it. Like, you might as well fold the season. Because to me, I don't think they're one of the. Because I believe after the trade, they were the fourth favorites or something like that. And look at how they're playing. To me, that's baffling to me. That's why you don't base it on what you see on paper. I base it on my eye test and what I see on the court. Because I was watching that game when the Clippers were going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. Um, towards I would say towards the end of the third, going into the fourth, the Clippers were starting to pick it up. They were down by double digits. I think they were down by 14. They cut it within one, or maybe they tied a game. They were playing really well. I think the turning point in that game is when Ty Lue decided to sub James Harden in for Westbrook, which I did not understand why they did that, because they had something going. The flow of the offense, it was moving well. And then for them just to sub in James Harden made absolutely no sense. Once he got on the court, it kind of destroyed the chemistry. It kind of disrupt the flow of their offense, because James Harden is an ISO type of player. He loves to get the ball, dribble about 15 to 20 times before he puts up a shot or make a move. He has to continuously dribble. So the ball is always going to be stuck in his hands, and everybody's just standing there watching to see what he's going to do. That doesn't help the offense when your teammates are just standing there waiting for the ball. To me, it just doesn't make sense what the Clippers organization is doing. I guess they're in this mode where they have to win now or it's a bust. To me, I don't believe they will get to that point. I don't think they will win. I think this is it for them. Like, they lose this, which I believe they will. This core of Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, it'll be over. Because how many years are you going to give these guys to compete for a championship, and they just keep folding under pressure? It's always something. It's whether it's injuries, whether it's boneheaded plays by certain players, whether it's these stupid moves where they're making these trades mortgaging their future. It just doesn't make sense. Clippers just do Clippers things. This is why they can never get over the hump. They want to get past the Lakers. It will never happen. I mean, even if they were to win one championship, they will never eclipse the Lakers because LA is a Lakers town. And they know that. That's why they're sharing the arena with them. They're going to get their own arena next year. I can't wait for that because, they need to get out of there. They don't have no banners up in the roof. I mean, even the WNBA team, the LA Sparks, got 3 championships, 3 banners up there, and Clippers can't even get one. They're an embarrassment. They are the laughing stock of the NBA as we speak. No question about it. You lose to the Grizzlies, 105 to 101, to the worst team in the NBA. At the time, they were 1-8. You gave them their second win. That's embarrassing. There's absolutely no excuse that anyone could tell me, oh, why, they lost to this team. They had all 4 of the players. They had James Harden, they had Kawhi Leonard, they had Paul George, they had Westbrook all playing. And you still lose to the Grizzlies? How do you explain that? There's absolutely no excuse for that. That's just straight embarrassing. And, I love it. Because I'm not a Clippers fan. I'm a Lakers fan. So anytime they lose, they bring joy to my heart. But I will leave it there. I would like to thank everybody who tuned into this video. Till next time. Peace.